Good day, everybody. This is Ying Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought, number 1789 for you. And before I go on, I want to point out a Chinese numerology number. 1789 is. What is it? Strength, spirituality, wealth, and success. All together. 1789 because of the homonyms in Cantonese. That's what I like to point out is when I have a nice numerology number. So, anyway, today we are on 1789, and I want to read to you the foreword of the Rules Handbook by Fein and Sherrie Schneider. We learn the right things to do, and that makes us have wisdom. We do the right things, and that makes us create virtue. So, what I do is I bring you a lot of wisdom from other people, and they tell you what they have in a synopsis, what they have learned in their entire life story. And we have the benefit of the shortcut of learning what they learned. And if we take on that wisdom, we now have a great knowledge of what to do in our lives. In the Rules Handbook, it is a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships. And taking the magic action to do these things actually will give you loving and lasting relationships. I'm going to read the foreword. Somehow something happened. What the hell happened? Um, am I here? 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 I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Got it. Got it. Got it. For whatever reason, Apple decided that their phones are going to ring their alarms even on silent mode. I hate that. I hope somebody tells them. Okay. So, forward of the Rules Handbook, morsels of a thought of wisdom. Hopefully, that we know the right things to do in our lives. Women are doing the rules to almost everybody because we get the wisdom from Ellen Fine and Sherrie Schneider that their life experiences have shown that you want to make people like you more rather than less. So, most of the time, you're the one who takes the leadership. And there's a leadership quality that I learned at San Francisco State University once. It's called the ability to detach. It's a leadership skill. So, anyway, wise people like Ellen Fine and Sherrie Schneider tell you that when you do that more often, people want more of you rather than less. So we're getting the synopsis. While the world has changed, human biology has not, say the authors. The co authors on the foreword here. The co authors say, when we published the rules in 1995, we thought we had covered it all. In no uncertain terms, we advised women that the secret to catching Mr. Right was being mysterious and playing hard to get, as women were falsely being told that they could successfully pursue men. We wrote it in a do's and don'ts style. Don't talk to a man first, don't call him, don't ask him out, don't date a married man, and so on. The rules became a best selling book, and women deluged us with more questions. What about long distance? How do you get an ex back? What about managing second marriages, same sex relationships, children, bosses, coworkers, and clients? So, we wrote the rules too for special situations. Then women wrote to say that thanks to the rules and the rules too, they were getting engaged and married. Then our clients wanted to know how to get along with their husbands, so we wrote the rules for marriage. In 2001, internet dating took off. and women didn't know how to date in cyberspace. So we wrote the rules for online dating. A decade later, women were sold about not calling men, but weren't sure what to do about texting, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media. So we wrote Not Your Mother's Rules for the younger generation and anyone dating with new technology. The rules are similar to the traditional advice mothers and grandmothers have handed down from generation to generation, but with a modern twist. Women are no longer housewives, but CEOs, MBAs, lawyers, doctors, TV anchors, and social media influencers. As we've become more aggressive in our careers, we've been told to be more aggressive with men, but it's not effective. That's why we wrote the rules to share the truth about dating. The reality is that dating as we know it did not really exist before the 18th century because most families arranged marriages. In the 1700s, children were expected to choose a partner who would benefit the family. During those days, dating happened with a chaperone. Skipping to the early 1920s, young adults became more independent from their parents and they were free to go out without a chaperone and date multiple people. After World War II, wise mothers stepped back and advised their children to take their time and get to know each other better. But throughout history, men almost always paid for everything. This is the Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships so that we know how to take action upon the wisdom of others. Anyway, back to the foreword. You might feel that dating today is different. Maybe you were in diapers when the first rules book was published in 1995. We know no one uses an answering machine anymore. Everything is texting and TikTok now. While it's true that technology and the way people meet have changed, human nature and biology have not. It doesn't matter how young or old you are, what country you live in, what you do for a living, or whether you are short or tall, brunette or blonde. The rules are ageless and timeless and always work because they are based on biology, not technology or trends. So, right now we're reading Morsels of a Thought, number 1789, and we're bringing you other people's life experiences. Now, I think I'm going to skip the introduction and I'm going to tell you about Course One, Becoming the Best Version of Yourself. The authors say, when we coach clients, we typically start with a 1 hour childhood and dating history consultation. We get basic facts such as a client's age, profession, how and when she discovered the rules, and information about her parents, their marriage, and what they taught her about dating, if anything. Then we find out how she met each of her boyfriends or husbands, what rules she followed, what rules she broke, and why she is contacting us. For example, most clients will say that their parents didn't teach them anything about dating, focusing solely on college, career, and finances. Or they encouraged them to do whatever they wanted, call men, ask them out, or split the check. Sometimes their mothers will rationalize teaching their daughters rule breaking behavior, saying that, quote, times have changed, end quote, when in reality, they just wanted a son in law and grandchildren. No pressure, of course, LOL. Laughing out loud. In many cases, the relationship in question started as following the way according to the rules. He spoke to her first at work or at a party, or messaged her first on a dating app, but then she broke rules by texting or talking to him for hours, seeing him too often, traveling for a week with him, or introducing him to her friends and family first or too soon. We will put her on a plan of pulling back, and in most cases, the guy will miss and pursue her. It works like magic. But in cases where the client made the first move online or off, pulling back may work temporarily, but long term, he still won't commit because he didn't pick her. She's not his dream girl. Most clients need ongoing consultations, as becoming a rules girl is not a once and done deal. It's a daily discipline of encouraging a man who initially showed interest to want you forever by being busy and a challenge, setting boundaries, and not losing yourself in the relationship. By doing the rules, clients who would normally have pursued men by calling and texting and seeing them 24/7 or traveling to them are too busy studying for their MBA, running a marathon, decluttering their closets, or donating to charity. It's amazing how much time playing hard to get saves. Clients became the best version of themselves because doing the rules forces one to build character. For example, it requires patience for the guy to text you, to wait for the guy to text you. It requires faith to believe, if not him, someone better. It requires self-control not to grill him about the future on the first few dates or tell him your whole life story. It requires confidence to not accept a last minute date, but to hold out for courtship. As a result, dating becomes intentional and results oriented, not accidental and haphazard. It becomes clear cut and conscious, not vague. You are wise, laser focused, and deliberate, not naive, distracted, and all over the place. Just when we thought our 5 books and 5 online courses covered everything, we've noticed that many women still lack mastery over keeping the mystery. We encourage our clients to become the best version of themselves before or while seeking out a lifelong partner. No matter how well a person follows the rules, they need daily reminders and encouragement to carefully and consciously interact with others and set boundaries with confidence and self esteem. We offer these weekly coaching sessions to help you become your higher self, with healthy thoughts and behavior, and move away from lower self sabotaging ideas and habits. Whether you need help becoming a creature unlike any other, CUAO, are coming to terms with a dysfunctional childhood, or are trying to attract your dream partner or job, this 8-week course will help you identify and overcome self-defeating patterns. S- Develop affirmations to cancel out negative habits that have kept you in despair, and learn how to improve your dating life as well as your interactions with family, friends, and colleagues. The information you will learn here applies to every technology and is applicable for women of all ages everywhere. Week 1, becoming the best version of yourself, committing to yourself first. Your Rules Weekly Pep Talk. If you are reading this book, you're probably not the best at dating, have not found your lifelong partner, or are struggling to deal with people in healthier ways in your personal and professional relationships. We understand, and our intention is to guide and cheer you on each day for the next 52 weeks. You may fantasize about romantic partners who don't initiate anything. Now, I have been putting these on Instagram daily, and today we were on day 72. So go look for me on Instagram as well. Back to the book. You may fantasize about romantic partners who don't initiate anything. Quote, I'm just waiting for them to ask me out on a date. End quote. You may pursue dates. Quote, want to grab coffee with me after work? End quote. Or act too available and eager when you do get asked out. Quote, love to. I'm free Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday after work and any time this weekend. End quote. Who knew not to be so transparent? If this sounds like you, the Rules Handbook is for you. Sometimes when you start dating, it seems easy because you're genuinely not interested in the person and they may not be your type. But then you do fall madly in love and suddenly give your power away. You will lose your boundaries, become too casual, and see the person all the time. If you do this, the chase that began will stop. We are reading the Rules Handbook by Fein and Sherrie Schneider. Hopefully that we learn the right things to do, which is a form of wisdom, and then doing them is a form of virtue. Now, I'm not very wise myself, so I borrow wisdom from other people every day of the week, 1,789 days consecutively today. If you do this, say the authors, if you do this, you will lose your boundaries, become too casual, and see the person all the time. If you do this, the chase that began will stop. Your date suddenly becomes distant or wants space. Ouch! Stop. Take a step back and reset. Stop focusing on the person you're dating and focus on nurturing and caring for yourself. For example, if you think, I should send them a text about a vegetarian restaurant because we talked about plant-based food on our last date, don't immediately switch your thoughts to, what can I do to motivate myself so I am fulfilled and happier? And do that. Many of our clients complain that between work, the gym, friends, and family, they have no time to do anything else. So we ask them, why use your valuable energy to send texts, remind others you exist, or show how often you're thinking about them? You might think, I just want to be friendly and connect. No, if that person doesn't think about connecting with you, he might not be interested and you might get hurt. Let him chase you. Committing to yourself first. Daily rules, day one, no more rejection. Are you tired of getting hurt or rejected? Are you sick of being single and spending another New Year's Eve or holiday alone? Have you ever wondered why some women who are not as attractive, smart, or nice as you are married and you're not? What Want to know their secret? They do the rules. They do the rules. They play hard to get. They don't talk to men first, ask them out, act desperate, or seem overly interested. They have self-esteem, have a happy, busy life, and date with boundaries. Why not put following the rules on a daily list along with all your other goals and resolutions? Resolve to follow the rules. Rules for everyone. While we originally wrote the rules to help single women not get hurt by men, we now realize you can practice the rules with everyone in your life. You might be happily dating or married, but get easily disappointed by or hurt by family, friends, coworkers, bosses, and even strangers. If so, remember to follow the rules to stay in your power, focus on yourself, and wait for them to contact you first so you know they're interested. We have found that our clients' other relationships are much more successful when using, quote, dating, unquote, rules. Why initiate contact with people and risk being rejected? Why pursue others when you can be sought after? Why share so much about yourself so quickly? Be more mysterious. Slow down. And don't be an open book or in a hurry with everyone. Discipline. Most women say they desire to become more disciplined. Their New Year's resolutions are typically to lose weight, exercise more, cut down on coffee, get their closets or papers or finances organized, go to bed earlier, and date. Yet, when you suggest they follow a set of do's and don'ts for dating, they think that's crazy. Romance shouldn't be organized or disciplined. But if you're out of control in your relationships and give too much of yourself away by reaching out first or too often or texting too much, people will lose interest. Strategizing the most effective ways to date is no different from practicing any other healthy habits or setting goals. A light bulb moment. Many readers around the world have told us they are grateful to have found the rules. They tell us that before using the rules, they were in the dark about why a relationship didn't work out. They said it was a light bulb moment when they realized they were too available or needy with the people who wanted to date or be friends with them. They did not know they did not know there were effective relationship rules. They never considered who spoke to whom first, who ended the dates, or who paid. They never kept track of who called whom or how long the calls were. Everything was a blur. If you have been sleepwalking in your relationships for most of your life, it's time to turn on the lights, wake up, and learn the rules. Limit social media. If you get easily hurt or jealous, we recommend you limit how much time you spend on social media. Seeing popular girls from high school who are still popular at 30, 40, 50, or 60 years old and posting fabulous photos of their husbands and children on vacation may feel like a knife in your heart if you are still single, childless, or married, poor, and definitely not yachting in Europe. It's like being in a bakery if you're on a diet, or in a bar if you don't drink. Social media is not for the faint of heart. It can be a breeding ground for envy and self pity, lower self thoughts. So venture at your own risk. When you limit your time on social media, you stop comparing yourself to others and spend that time living your own life. Search dating apps and attend singles events so you meet Mr. Right or new friends sooner. Read more inspirational books that offer healthier role models to help you enhance your higher self. Apply the rules to achieve your higher self. Instead of texting or calling him, call your mom or BFF. Number 2, silence your phone and go to Pilates or for a walk. I have a friend who does that a lot because she has dogs. So she walks the dogs. She goes to clear her mind by walking the dogs. And every so often, when we're talking about something heavy, she'll say, I got to take the dogs out. And so we're talking still on the phone. And she's able to think harder because she's outside in the fresh air and her dogs are just doing their business. And she just has to focus on doing the picking up and all that. Anyway, number 3. Instead of confirming plans with him, make plans with yourself to get a mani-pedi. Now, taking care of yourself. Okay. Oh, remember, Facebook is often called fake book. Don't take all the posts and comments seriously either. Be discerning about whom you follow on social media. Keep the mystery. And don't be easily available in between dates to show that you have a life. Constant contact kills the chase and makes others complacent. Let others follow you on Instagram first. Now, they used to say that. They said, when you let the guy know that you really are in love with them, in the first book, these authors said the romance turns to mud. So don't do that. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Old Kinderhook.